I hope you're having a good week. I was just reflecting on some of the common beliefs I work with my clients when it comes to attracting love, because if you're struggling in a certain area of your life, in my case, I help clients attract love, romantic love. The chances are, well, it's not the chances are, it pretty much is 100% because you have unconscious beliefs that are stopping you and keeping you back from attracting love. And one of the common blocks or beliefs that stop my clients from attracting love that we work on shifting is our outlook to love, our outlook to what love is. And this was something that took me a while to figure out myself, actually, and it wasn't even covered in the programs that I did, was what was my definition of love. And before I started being coached or, doing these love attraction courses and programs to attract love for myself, my idea of love was based on what I saw when I was growing up. So I learned, and this is what we all do, is that we base our opinion and our values and our beliefs about love based on what we see with our parents or any other adults who we observe and see when we grow up. So for me, when it comes to love, the closest experience to love that I had was my love that I received from my mother. And that was my definition of love. And the love that I received from my mom was unconditional. Like, I was her life. I was an extension of her. She would stay up for me. She would, look after me. She would feed me. Of course, everything that a mother does. Now, what went wrong was in my life and in most of the ladies that I work with is that I try to create that love that I have with my mom with men. So literally, I'll give you my example, is that when it came to romance, when it came to dating, when it came to relationships, I lost myself in men. My partner's problems became my problems. My partner's friends became my friends. My partner's challenges became my challenges. And to some extent, I let my own friendships die. To some extent, I let my own hobbies, I compromise my own hobbies to show up for him, because it's that motherly love that I was unconsciously trying to create with my partner. And one of the ways that, and also when it comes to coaching, this is a thing, right? Coaching is tough because there are lots of things that you need to take ownership for. And in this scenario, when it comes to maintaining that attraction with my partner in my relationship, the bit that I had power over, and I killed the attraction in the past because I had a mothering energy in me. And my example of that is, for example, if my partner was going through something difficult, his problem became my problem. Literally, if he failed, it felt like I failed. If he made a mistake, it felt like I made a mistake. And what I used to do is I used to offer advice without him asking me for advice. I treated him the way I thought he wanted to be treated. So I would speak to my contacts to help him get the solution that he wanted, or I would literally try to coach him. And this happened even at the start of my current relationship. When I started coaching, I would coach anything and anyone, like even a tree. Anything that moved or didn't move, I used to coach. So obviously I tried to coach my partner, and he was like, don't coach me. Don't, it's patronizing. And I have to be conscious with it, that I don't do that. Hi, Rehma. And some of the things that I mentioned in my group is that recently, actually not recently, a couple of months ago, we made a big investment in like a online investment portal, and that turned out to be a fraud, and he lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money, but he lost more than me because he's more of a risk taker than me. And it was hard as a partner. Oh, thank you so much for the love hearts. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. And the mothering energy is something that I have to manage. Is that I wanted to do everything I could to help him stop feeling pain. I wanted to hold him. I wanted to find ways he can get the money back. I wanted to encourage him every day and remind him how amazing he was. I literally was trying to, like, if I was left to my own devices, and if I left my unconscious mind run the show, most of us women do have the mothering energy, Rehma. So first of all, that awareness itself is massive, right? Especially being a teacher. Like, one of my clients is a teacher, and the way she treats a teacher, the way she is with her students, she was trying to apply that to her relationship, and it wasn't working till we identified this mothering energy, which is borderline a rescuing energy. And it is an attraction killer. Why? Because men don't need rescuing. Because men are not children. Men are men, right? And what I would advise, if you're already in a relationship, or if you're dating even, and if somebody is, a man is, I do the same with family and friends, and they get irritated by it. Yes, so exactly, right? They get irritated by it because it's almost like we come to it from a very pure heart, because we want people to be happy, and we come into that from a place of love, and from a place of I love you, and I don't want you to go through this pain, because it pains me to see you going through this pain. So we do, actually, when you think about it full circle, really think about this, because it's actually, we're doing it for ourselves, because we don't like to see a loved one go through that pain, right? So we're in a way doing it for ourselves as well. But people learn through mistakes, right? People learn through their wobbles. If none of us made mistakes, none of us would grow. I became a relationship coach because I struggled with dating, and I had to learn to take ownership for what I was doing wrong. And how much my mom if my mom told me exactly what my coach was telling me, my sister told me exactly what my coach told me, I wouldn't have listened to them. Because it's coming from a rescuing energy. It's coming from a place of they're trying to fix me. They're trying to avoid me from pain and hurt. So there's a massive dynamic. So this is attraction killer, especially when you are falling for someone, you feel like you're building that emotional connection with a man when you're dating him, or even when you move into a relationship phase. I want you to really, really create some beliefs about men and relationships that are new to you, so that you embed those new codes in you. So for example, men are not children. Men don't need rescuing. Men are completely capable of looking after themselves. And if they need help, they will come and ask for help. If they need help, they will come and ask me for help. And it is shocking, right? And this is, again, so if you want to improve the attraction, if you want to maintain that attraction for a lifetime, and this is an example, if your partner is going through something difficult, how do you show up for your partner? Because you love the guy, right? How do you? Number one, you ask him, how can I help you? How can I help you feel better? Is there anything that I can do to help you? And most of the time what they will do is they'll say, let me have a think about it. I'll get back to you. Either they'll not come back to you because they don't need your help and they feel like they want to figure it out themselves, or they will come back to you in a couple of days and they will tell you something you would not even think of in terms of how you would help them. So I will tell you, my partner, he was so angry with himself. He was so angry with himself when he lost this money. It was all over £20,000. So it's very understandable. And my unconscious mothering, rescuing energy wanted to be like, you know, remember how strong you are. Remember how good you are with this and this and this and this. Remember how, you know, how capable you are in this area, how much you've achieved. This is what my mothering energy wanted to do, is to make him feel better. So I was like, oh, don't do that. He's a man, he's not a child, blah, blah, blah. So I had to take some space, really journal my socks off to make sure that my conscious mind took over. And then I asked him, how can I support you on this? What can I do to support you with this? And like I just told you, he always does this. He's like, let me think about it and get back to you. And then he came back to me after a couple of days and he said, actually, you know, the other day you asked me how you can help me. I thought about it. I have made some like police reports. Like, cause he really went to town with it. Like, he grabbed lawyers and all of that because his ego was like wounded, and you know, he was really upset with himself for losing so much money. And he asked me to read the police report and the report to the lawyers and the FCA and all these authorities, to read them to make sure he hasn't missed out on anything and that it's consistent, the message. That was what he wanted from me. Would I have even imagined that's what he would have wanted from me? No. And I did that. I said, yeah, sure, I should be free this afternoon. I can do that for you. And then I did that. We had a discussion. He missed a lot of stuff because he was really angry. And and it was like, and then he said, thank you. Thank you. That, like, this was really helpful. And what happened was our attraction, our connection became stronger, because I wasn't treating him like a child. I wasn't treating him like my mother would treat me, because obviously the dynamic of me and my mom's love is different to me and my partner's love. And this is what creates the attraction. So this is number one. Number two is really practice being present. Really, really practice being present even before you meet your man. Because it's gonna come in so handy when it comes to your relationship. Because what happens is, when your partner is going through something difficult, and let's take a scenario where you are married, you have, we'll make it extreme, 5 kids, and he's the breadwinner, and he is about to lose his job. Worst case scenario. The things that will be running the show in your head is like, oh my God, if he loses his job, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to the kids? What's going to happen to the house? Oh my God, he cannot fail. Oh my gosh, like, we need to find the solutions. And what happens is, you go into the rescuing mode. You go into the mothering mode. Do this. Have you checked? Have you applied for jobs? Have you done this? Now that's masculine. And also it's very emasculating towards men, because again, you're putting him in a position of a child, not an adult. So some of the options is exactly, how can I support you? And being present, so that you really, when you learn how to quiet your mind and be present with your partner and let go of the outcome of the worst case scenario, as a partner, you are helping him process his thoughts, and you're holding space for him. It's so powerful. This is what us coaches do with our clients. We help you process your emotions. We help you hold up the mirror. Like, we hold up the mirror for what's going on. We actually help you see the situation in different perspectives, not only your perspectives, with others' perspective as well. And this is to some extent what I am helping my clients practice with their relationships, is hold space for them with no judgment, with no worry, and literally let them process their emotions. That's the biggest gift that you can give your partner. And this is what will actually expand the attraction in a relationship. And these are just a couple. I can go on here for days, but I've got a meeting with my coach in a couple of minutes. So these are examples of how you can approach dating and relationships in a different way. And you can create the attraction that lasts. This is because these are things I had to learn. These are things that I had to coach my clients, and I will still continue to coach my clients on, because these are skills that will actually make love go stronger with time. These are the reasons why relationships don't work out. This is the reason for my divorce. I was married for 8 years, and I was that partner who was giving solutions, right? Yes, you can. Yes, I think you could apply with other relationships, but we naturally do. For example, with friends. If a friend was going through something difficult, the chances are we will find it easier to help them, be present with them, and help them process their emotions, because we are less impacted by that outcome. Not that we don't care about them. It's more about the dynamics are different. It's just much more triggering when it comes to your relationship and your partner, because he is kind of an extension of who you are, or he is more like, he has a massive impact. He will have a massive impact on your life. So this is what creates attraction. And if you take nothing from this life, remember that men are not children. Men are completely capable of looking after themselves. They are solution oriented. Remember, they are masculine. So naturally they are born leaders, providers, and protectors, right? Yes, I do think hormones influence our behavior. So yes, hormones do have an impact on our behavior. But I have learned that you don't have to let your hormones run the show. Because we'll say, for example, if you're PMSing, because PMS was a big thing for me this year to have breakthroughs in, that I rest a lot more when I'm PMSing, so I can manage my hormones better. I eat certain types of food to manage my hormones better, and creating that's like literally, what's my star sign? Sammy, oh my God, that's what my sisters call me. I'm a Taurus. So my star sign is Taurus. I was born on the 26th of April. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? So also, I was gonna say, I've got 2 spaces left in my one-on-one private mentoring program as well. And this is what I teach my clients. This is what I love working on a one-on-one basis with clients, because I get to personalize the coaching to actually meet your requirements, meet your needs, and to actually address these deep-seated beliefs that we carry from our past. It's not only coaching, it's got teaching modules which you have lifetime access to. It has one-on-one coaching sessions, and I also offer you messenger support. So you can contact me during Monday to Friday between the sessions, and you literally have a coach to hand whenever you need support. So my clients have had massive breakthroughs just through the messenger support as well. And this is what made my recent client move into exclusive state with her partner. And I've had so many women who've met their soulmates, the love of their life, this year by doing the work together. And some of them are going to be celebrating Christmas with them, their partners, and some of them are, this is the first time for one of them where they're, yes, where she is going to be celebrating Christmas for the first time in a relationship. So that's how powerful my one-on-one program is. I have also extended the offer price of my one-on-one program to the 1st of January. So the current price of my one-on-one program, which is for 6 months, so you get to work with me for a whole of 6 months on a one-on-one basis for 6 months for 2,497, so £2,497. There are payment plan options available as well. So if you feel aligned and called for to explore this option, drop me a message and we'll see if we are a right fit, because it's not for everyone. If you're not open to change, if you're not open to growth, and if you don't have that strong desire to find love, this is not for you, because it takes a lot of grit and determination to make change happen. That's why it's easier to do it with a coach. And that's my area of expertise. So what's this question? Does this apply to women who are not in a relationship? Yes, it does. So it does apply to women who are not in a relationship. Now, for example, I had a client who constantly attracted men who had gone through recent breakups. And her rescuing energy was attracting men who needed rescuing. Literally. And they kept going on and on and on about their exes, and she was a coach. She is a coach. So she started to coach them, literally. And she was like, this doesn't feel like dating. This feels like I'm mothering them and I'm coaching them. So it really does apply to dating. So even then, now when it comes to dating, you do not owe them this level of presence, this level of support, because when you're dating someone, they're strangers, right? You will speak to someone on Monday, you might meet them on a Saturday, you might not see them again because they could be dating other people. So be less emotionally invested when you are dating. So for example, if they do talk about being about their exes on and on and on, I would say again, hold back from offering advice, hold back from going into that mothering, rescuing energy. If you feel like that person needs to do, like, is still not over their ex, tell them that. It doesn't feel like you've really gotten over your ex, or you're still thinking about your ex. Do you think you're ready to get to know somebody new? You can ask that question, right? So again, he's not a child, he's a man. So and maybe they will have an aha moment that, oh my God, like, yeah, I thought I was ready to date, but I'm not. Otherwise, that person is not going to go on and on and on about their ex. And this is an example just that came up to me. And again, if it comes to them talking about, the challenges with COVID, for example, like my partner, actually, he's into properties. So he was hit financially by COVID last year. And some of the people who was in his properties, who was renting his properties, couldn't afford rent. And he was going through all of that. Now, this is different because we are in a relationship. So I held space for him. I asked him how I can help him. He actually said he didn't want my help because he knew what to do. So he figured things out and he's okay this year. And that increased my attraction towards him because I saw him find solutions to his problems, and I started to believe in him more because I could see him take risks and make decisions. That's relationship. Your question was about dating. So when it comes to dating, again, if they talk about COVID being hard or whatever, again, you don't have to invest too much in those conversations because these are strangers. You can tell them your experience without going into too much detail, like either, yeah, COVID didn't have impact on me, but I understand if people are you know, it did have impact on other people. Whereas when it comes to, or if you were really impacted by it, you could say, yeah, yes, I was impacted by it, but I'm getting through it. So keep it at a very high level. Don't go into that deep, trying to go to that 5-6 layers below what you should be with a man you're dating, because dating is getting to know someone, right? There's a big difference between a relationship and dating. Dating is, you don't have to be emotionally invested in someone till that person consistently shows up for you and wants to lead, and there's a flow, and you're building that attraction. So it does apply to dating. And make sure that you just don't get heavily invested with people that you're dating, because you don't know them. I have quite a conservative image, but I have a bubbly personality. I feel I always attract the wrong type of guys due to my image. I enjoy talking a lot. Oh, I can talk, so that's why we get on well, because we can talk for England. Well, I can talk for England. Right? So it's okay, you can be a bubbly personality. So there's a belief there that your image is attracting wrong type of guys. Now, the belief has obviously come up because it's happened several times. But isn't there a possibility that your image could attract the right type of guys as well? Okay, I had that as well when I was dating. I talk quite a hell of a lot. I get excited. Okay, so I want you to create a ritual for yourself. So this is your little girl. We all have a little girl, inner child, some people call it. So this is where she gets excited, and when you're talking to a guy. So what you need to do is have a little ritual to come to your body, and this is in my program where I go through in detail of balancing your feminine and your masculine energy. And it could be a meditation, like a guided meditation, if that is allowed in your faith. Or it could be dancing to some music. It could be going for a walk with no phone, no music, like literally connect to your body. Or some deep breathing, like really to calm your nerves. And when you come into a phone call with a guy or to a date with that energy, okay, you love meditations. So have a little ritual to get you to your body, because when your body is calm, the chances are you're not going to be talking a lot, because talking a lot is nerves. It feels like there's nerves there. So you need to allow them to talk and allow for space, because that space that is created between words, the space that is created between two people, is where all this magic happens. That's why meditation is so powerful, because meditation creates space in our head. It creates all that space in our head, right? So, and then that's where intuition comes in, new ideas flow. Like I meditated last night, and I just had this idea about next year, about the updates I'm going to make to my private mentoring program, so that it's more effective to my clients. So all of that happens when you slow down. You see better, you hear better when you're calm. So consciously, be conscious about it. So consciously do things to calm your nerves, to calm your little girl, make her feel safe, make her feel looked after and protected. And when you show up in that energy, can you feel that my voice became slower? Because I'm more connected to my body now. I can feel my toes better. Or even something like touching your fingers like that. If you close your eyes right now, and if you just feel the tip of your fingers, see how calm you feel. And now go and speak to somebody in your family. and you'll feel it. So have little things like this when you're talking over the phone to calm yourself. They can't see anything. Even if they do, they would just think, this is what you're doing, right? That made a difference, right? I do this sometimes when I go on Facebook Lives. I don't follow a script when I talk on Facebook Lives. I feel nervous. I've been doing this for over 2 years. I still feel nervous sometimes. And what I do is I do that. And you don't see it. I'm doing it underneath the screen. And it calms my nerves. It calms me. Right? So that's my thing. You could find something else as well. You could touch your skin. Just get connected to your body. Come to the present moment, and that would work. Oh, I have a magnetic energy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, my lovely. I'm gonna get coached. I have a coach as well, so I've got my coaching session in a bit. So it's lovely to be coached as well, because growth comes really. I snack on chocolates to calm me down. Yeah, because that's another conversation. I could be talking to you here all day, because cocoa have things in it that calms our nerves as well, isn't it? But also making sure that we're using healthy ways to calm our nerves. I mean, of course, have a bit of chocolate. But for the amount I get nervous, if I had chocolate, I'll be like a sumo wrestler. So that's why I'm using other ways to kind of calm my nerves, healthy ways. I comfort eat a lot as well. But our body is giving us a message, isn't it? When we are comfort eating, our body is giving us a message. And listening to that message is powerful as well. All right. I am gonna see you next week, hopefully. And I hope this helped reframe your look towards love, reframe your definition towards love. It is safe to love, and attraction doesn't die with time. If you love the correct way, attraction will become, please do update us on what. So if you do learn how to love the right way, it will last longer. Like my relationship with my partner has grown stronger with time. With my lives, yes, I'll be in the group as well, so you'll be fine. And what I wanted to tell you was that I've never experienced love to be this strong, and I didn't even realize how what I'm experiencing now is way better than what I expected it to be. And imagine that scenario where you meet a man who's better than what you expected it to be. Imagine a relationship where it's better than what you expected it to be, because that is what happens when you use the right tools. And I cover that in my one-on-one private mentoring program if you are interested. So drop me a message if you're interested, and we'll see if we are the right fit. That's something to work on if it's hard to believe, because it's possible. All right? Yes, of course it can. I'm living proof of it. All right, my lovely, you take care of them. Bye-bye.